The air in my house had become tense, thick with unspoken words and simmering frustrations. The days of gentle recollections, of family laughing at the dinner table, were slowly dissolving, replaced by cold silence and turbulent arguments that filled the rooms with a chilling sense of foreboding. My parents, once my pillars of strength and security, were now just two people sharing a house, their love unraveling like the fraying edges of my favorite sweater. I remember feeling lost, stepping into a chasm of uncertainty that enveloped my teenage years. It was during this dark time that I had discovered the world of anime, drawn to its surreal landscape and its characters that mirrored my own confusion. When I think back to that summer, I remember it not being as a carefree season of adventure, but as a turning point defined by chaos, confusion, and a flickering screen. Sitting in my bedroom, cluttered with video games, crumbled Pokemon cards, and the remnants of a childhood I was gradually outgrowing, I found refuge in a strange and unsettling anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion. What was it about this dystopian masterpiece that resonated so deeply with my teenage soul during one of the most erratic changes of my life, my parents separating? I was 13 when the news hit me like a train. One moment, everything felt like an ordinary flow of life, and the next, my world was spiraling into a vortex of uncertainty. My parents tried to spare me the gritty details, but I could hear the hushed arguments through the thin walls. The house felt like a home. It didn't feel less like a home and more like a battlefield, with silence thickening the air, punctuated by the occasional shout. I wanted to scream, to shout back, to somehow fix the unfixable. But all I could do was retreat to my sanctuary, my bedroom. As I sit here reflecting on my life's journey, I can't help but think back to a series that profoundly influenced my character formation and self-understanding, like Neon Genesis Evangelion. This groundbreaking anime, with its complex characters, erratic plot lines, and hauntingly beautiful music, offers much more than mere entertainment. For me, it became a mirror reflecting my own struggles, fears, and desires, all while providing valuable lessons that help shape the person I am today. From the very first episode, Evangelion plunges its audience into a world rife with existential dread and emotional turmoil. Shinji Ikari, the protagonist, serves as an embodiment of human vulnerability. His internal battles with self-worth, acceptance, and loneliness often accompanies adolescence resonates deeply. As I followed Shinji's journey, I began to recognize aspects of myself and mirrored in his struggles. In one moment, Shinji is asked, "Why do you pilot the Eva?" His hesitant response reflects a profound truth. His desire is to be needed. This resonated with me as I navigated the complexities of interpersonal relationships and sought validation from those around me. I found myself revisiting this theme repeatedly, constantly questioning my motivations and recognizing that the desires to please others often comes at the expense of my well-being. Evangelion also delves into the theme of vulnerability, which affected my personal growth. I realized that showing vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a path of self-acceptance. Each character grapples with their fears, flaws, and insecurities. Misato's carefree attitude masks emotional scars. As I watched her navigate her own demons, I learned the importance of confronting my vulnerabilities instead of shying away from them. Above all, the series taught me that vulnerability is often intertwined with courage. In these climatic moments of the series, characters confront their deepest fears and insecurities, revealing a strength I had not recognized before. As I adopted similar approach in my own life, I found that courage to confront uncomfortable truths, whether in my relationships or my ambitions. It's impossible to discuss Evangelion without acknowledging its portrayal of isolation. Each character grapples with their own sense of loneliness, and as a viewer, I couldn't help but relate to their struggles. Shinji, Rei, Asuka each represent different aspects of isolation, be it emotional, social, or existential. This depiction provided me clarity as I navigated my own feelings of isolation during challenging times. I remember a phase in my life when I felt alone, trapped within my own thoughts. The series taught me that while isolation can feel suffocating, it also offers an opportunity for self-reflection. Just as the characters learned to confront their own feelings of loneliness, I began to embrace solitude as a space for growth rather than a burden to bear. As I engaged with the themes of Neon Genesis Evangelion, I found myself not only understanding the characters on a deeper level, but also gaining an insight into my own psyche. The show encourages viewers to question social expectations and confront internal struggles. This prompted me to ask difficult questions. Am I living authentically? What do I truly desire? This process of self-inquiry, prompted by the character's journey, has been instrumental in my personal development. I began to recognize that character building comes not solely from triumphs, but from grappling with adversity. The series teaches us that it's essential to face our internal conflicts head on. Each character's path to self-acceptance is fraught with challenges, showcasing the notion that personal growth is often messy, non-linear, and requires patience. Ultimately, the show taught me that personal growth is an ongoing journey. The series emphasized that strength lies not in suppressing our emotions, but embracing the complexity of our own experiences. Characters like Rei and Asuka show us that we can emerge resilient from our struggles, often more enriched by the experience. A powerful quote from the series captures this essence perfectly. The only thing I can do is accept that I am alone. The only thing I can do is live my life. This sentiment resonated as I recall to action, urging us to accept our reality, moving forward with determination. I found comfort embracing my own loneliness and frustrations, transforming them into a catalyst for growth, each challenge becoming an opportunity to explore my identity, my values, and aspirations. Music plays a crucial role in the show, highlighting emotional weight for its storytelling. The haunting melodies become the soundtrack to my introspection. Songs like A Cruel Angel's Thesis invoke a sense of longing and unease that mirrors the emotional struggles faced by these characters. Listening to the soundtrack while reflecting on my own emotions helped me better understand the complexities of my identity. The theme song in particular resonated deeply with the notion of despair. It serves as a reminder that despite the chaos of life, there's always a flicker of hope that can guide us through our darkest moments. When I struggled to find my path, I would play this song, reminding myself that growth often requires the navigating the depth of our fears and sometimes emerging stronger. I was able to catch Evangelion thrice upon a time with a good friend when it hit theaters. It was at that moment in 2022 that I left a sense of my old self within the theater. No longer was I some kid with a bad chip on my shoulder, but someone to be proud of. A profound understanding of imperfections and the importance of human connection. I've learned that life, much like the story of Evangelion, is filled with heartbreak, uncertainty, but also with the beauty and the strength. And through it all, I've grown into an optimistic adult, ready to face whatever comes next, learning every day to find my own path and remember that connection is key to overcoming shattered beginnings. In conclusion, Neon Genesis is not just an anime. It's a profound exploration of human experience. Its theme of struggle, vulnerability, isolation, and resilience resonated on a deep personal level for me. The lessons learned from this show have been an integral part of my development, encouraging me to acknowledge my struggles while remaining steadfast in my pursuit of being authentic. Ultimately, the series has inspired me to cultivate my character, embrace my uniqueness, view my journey as a beautiful complex of experiences. In the end, the real power of the show lies in its ability to connect us, to make us feel less alone, and to remind us that we're all navigating the same stormy seas of existence. It is through these narratives that we find solace, strength, and ultimately our truest selves. Like the ever-unfolding storylines of Evangelion, life offers with a myriad of experiences, a kaleidoscope of emotions that will shape us into who we are and who we're meant to be. In the end, Evangelion is more than just an anime. It is a testament to the human condition, beautifully flawed and endlessly complex. It taught me that while we may endure trials of our life alone, we can also find connections that remind us that we're not isolated in our own struggles. With each chapter of my life, I carry those lessons close to my heart, allowing them to guide me through whatever fate awaits. So, here's to Evangelion, a series that at a crucial juncture in my life framed despair with empathy, taught me that while our battles may change, our capacity for growth and connection endures. Thank you.